Hey y'all, this week's episode of The Read is brought to you by Okay Now Listen, the bi-weekly podcast hosted by Scotty Beam and Sylvia Obell, brought to you by Netflix and Strong Black Lead. These best friends talk openly and honestly about what's on their minds, what they're binge watching, and what's blowing up their timelines. Sounds familiar. I love it. Okay Now Listen is a podcast by and about Black women with exclusive celebrity interviews like Issa Rae and Zendaya. New episodes drop every other Thursday, so subscribe now wherever you get your podcasts. Really love Scotty and Sylvia. So again, go check out Okay Now Listen and follow Strong Black Lead on all of social media to stay up to date. All right, let's move on.
Hey guys, this episode is also brought to you by State Farm. With surprisingly great rates, State Farm is the real deal in car and home insurance. State Farm agents are ready to help with personalized service so you can customize your insurance. All this is backed up by award-winning, easy-to-use technology, and you can manage your coverage, pay your bill, and file a claim with the State Farm mobile app. It's a great price with even greater service. So when you want the real deal like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Let's start the show. Well, welcome back to another episode of Sick Sad World. I am Paula J. Parker's Smile.
And I am Chloe Bailey. This is The Read. Thanks for coming back.
It is indeed. Well, you already know how we do. Let's get things started. Waste no time. I don't want to tell y'all what time it is that we're doing this podcast, but let's just say, bed. So this week in Black Excellence,
let's just also not say it.
I'm giving this one over to one Shakelia Busey, maybe Busey. Sorry if I tried to look up your name or how to pronounce it earlier, Queen. But she is the first Black woman to open a motorcycle academy in Virginia, Franklin, Virginia, to be exact. It's called Moto Mob Riding Academy, and I love the name alone, even though motorcycles scare the fuck out of me. Now, because of them, we can says that Shakelia started riding motorcycles in 2007. She has since journeyed cross country on a motorcycle twice.
What? Oh my God.
Yeah, the whole ass country. And in 2017, she quit her job as a government contractor and became a motorcycle instructor for the Navy.
Wow. From one government job to the next.
She was able to acquire a fleet of 17 motorcycles during her time as an instructor, started teaching classes and empowering other folks to ride bikes on their term. She says she traveled 16,000 miles by her damn self.
In a
motorcycle
two-wheel vehicle.
Yep. So it says here that the academy is open to anyone who wants to join. Motorcycles are provided and participants are required to follow COVID guidelines and bring a helmet, eye protection, long sleeves, and footwear that comes above your ankle. So you can sign up for classes at themotomob.com. I love this name so much. That is the motomob.com. Go show Shakelia some love. And if you're in the Virginia area and you're into motorcycling, there's a fun thing for you to do in a COVID way, COVID safe way. Or whatever.
Right. That does sound fun. A little too daredevilish for me, but for those of you looking for a little spice in your life,
yeah,
sounds entertaining.
I just love these kinds of stories of fun stuff that we don't normally talk about us doing, and some Black person being like, yeah, I do it and I do it the best.
Right.
So congratulations, Miss Girl. This week we're gonna move on to some pop culture. Hot Tops, Peg the Stallion. Speaking of which, the Grammys apparently took place just yesterday. Even with, the whole Pantene Pro V.
Still
the pantomime.
Going strong. Yep, it did. It was a very interesting format. Did you happen to see?
I caught clips. I caught many of the clips.
Okay.
It was fun to see a bunch of famous people sitting in one room with nearly all of them wearing some sort of a custom mask on their face.
Right.
That was a lot of fun. But let's just get to the facts. Let's get to the meat and the potatoes and the actual gold that is, the situation here. She's done it. The one and the only Blue Ivy Carter.
Quite naturally.
Has already, yes, quite naturally and quite clearly, ever so obviously, been presented with her first ever Grammy Award for her stellar vocal performance on Brown Skin Girl, along with her personal shopper Beyonce and WizKid, who were also featured on Blue Ivy's song. When will you?
No, not
When
ever.
will you, not fuck your fave and your kids? When will you ever reach this level of talent, stardom, and regality? Never in your life.
No, it's not even the sort of thing that most of us should even aspire to do, because Blue Ivy is 9 years old. Like, please.
Yeah.
Clearly born for this, and the rest of us should just pick something else. I saw quite a few tweets saying that Carrie Hilson made that diss song about Beyonce, telling her to go have some babies, and now that baby has won a Grammy before she did.
Both of them now have Grammys.
And, sometimes we just have to sit with the difficulties of the reality of the situation. So,
and the decisions
and the choices we made along the way. But,
yeah,
what can we say about Blue Ivy that we have not already said? She sent her 2 most trusted employees to go pick up her hardware.
She did.
Because, y'all might not still think COVID is real, but Blue Ivy, PhD, certainly knows better. So,
yeah. She and the twins were somewhere popcorned up.
I actually don't have time for that, but bring my shit home and make sure you Clorox wipe it down when you do.
Yeah. Apparently kids weren't allowed at the ceremony at all, which I found out because the baby created his own little red carpet moment so his daughter could show off her Grammy dress on the red carpet.
Which I love.
I believe his mom was there as well. But yes, I also super love them making a red carpet for the baby and giving her a photo shoot. Because that little girl was like, all right, what we're not going to do.
Because I had a dress.
We will get into my fashion this weekend.
Right. Like, and y'all gonna see my purse. And that's that.
Period. We're done.
Blue Ivy, I'm sure she said, look, you've done one carpet, you've done them all. I will see you at the house. But it was cute that the baby did that for his daughter. And I understand why it wasn't no kids on the damn carpet. Like, that was a good move.
Right. It
was smart to keep it as limited as possible and to move a lot of the stuff outdoors, even though it got, a little ghetto at times. It was still the most responsible way to have done that. If you simply had to have a show that wasn't virtual.
Right. Beyonce herself, is now the most Grammy awarded singer, period. The end. That's it.
That's fun.
She now holds 28 Grammys to her name. And did you catch that reference? Never mind.
No, I didn't. Oh no!
Somebody else will.
Yeah, they are not going to let me forget it.
Grammys to my name. So yeah, that girl, the doll, we already know it. She looked sickening. I just love her so much. I love how she still seems to get a little bit nervous when it comes to speaking. She's always been I am not the speech girl. And quite honestly, if you could just priority shit me my thing, we could do that. But as you said, her baby won an award and said, I'm not going to go
get it. Right. So, go pick it up. What's the problem?
So Mama and Daddy were there. I loved when she shouted, blew out for winning and said congratulations. And I loved her saying, I'm so like, I love being your mommy and y'all are my babies. And I'm like, this woman is a mommy with babies now.
She is.
Like, it's still just like, I remember when they were teenagers on Smart Guy and shit. Oh, man.
That's
I
a
love
whole
Beyonce
grown ass lady now. Yeah. I mean, it was clear that she came so that her things could go home with her that same day. So I felt it was very obvious she was going to win. The Grammys really tried it with their little sneaks and, you know, like trying to be cute and have Trevor Noah like stop her and Meg before they got off stage and being like, oh no, you guys, this is history. Beyonce has now tied water. Like making a whole big production out of it. It's like, gee, I wonder, is Beyonce maybe going to win another one? Like Grammys, I think I see what you're doing there, girl. But cute moment nonetheless. I love that Meg won and then she saw that Bean was there and her whole jaw dropped.
She like lost it.
Sis was like, I brought my notes so I wouldn't forget nobody. And then just stand for 18 minutes. Literally thanked God and Beyonce and Jay-Z for bringing her on Rock Nation.
Well, I'm finished.
But yeah, you know, overall, I was surprised at how much I enjoyed the show. Really was shocked at how much I enjoyed the show because I did not expect to enjoy that format. But it was mostly cute. Yeah, and they gave Black people their things, which, I mean, kind of, which is, you know, we have these moments. They have years where they're like, give the niggers it all or most of it. And then they go back to normal. So this was clearly a Black on year.
Yeah. Who else got some fun things? Megan won 3. She won Best New Artist and Best Rap Performance, Best Rap Song, I believe. Both of the song awards were for
Megan.
Savage remix.
I mean, which is damn good. So
yeah, I mean, it's understandable.
So good. And Best New Artist was a tight fucking category. So
yeah, shout out to my girl Chica. I love the EP, girl. Congratulations, you looked cute.
Yeah. There were just a lot of good names. Yeah, Katra fucking Nada, which is like, I get that there's rules around what makes an artist new, but all of these artists I have been listening to for years. So
yeah, that's true. That's a common thing as well. I don't remember like what the parameters around that category are, but that happens a lot.
Yeah.
Kaytranada did though win 2 awards, Best Dance Recording and Best Dance Electronic Album. So shout out to Black Queer wins.
Yes. Who else? I think PJ Morton won. Yep, Lettucey won.
Lettucey, and I heard that y'all were giving her pressure because Chloe and Halle were nominated for Best Traditional R&B Performance as well, which they gave to Lettucey. We stand Chloe and Halle here.
Oh yes, have from the very beginning.
But I want for y'all to understand that Lettucey has been in the game and she has been singing her Black ass face off for long enough, goddammit, and she deserves her things as well. Chloe and Halle will likely have many the Grammy nomination and win in their future. Love them all. And y'all not gonna keep doing this. Y'all be picking certain artists that don't have a Grammy and have worked for the longest time and been like, they deserve a Grammy or whatever. And then when one of them gets one, it's like, fuck that, give it to the new youngins. Like,
I mean, I do truly love Chloe and Halle. And at the same time, Lettucey's voice is simply incredible. And I just could never, like, if Chloe and Halle had lost it to Meghan Trainor, then okay. But Lettucey, I don't have any argument about that. Congratulations to her.
Thundercat won an award. John Legend won Best R&B Album.
Of course.
Brittany Howard won Best Rock. No, hold on. Yeah, she won Best Rock Song. I love me some Brittany Howard.
She's fun.
Love her. So Nas, I think, won his first album for rap or something. There's a lot of people who won some things. So congratulations to the girls and everybody.
And they let the niggas perform too. The Baby and Lil Baby performed, not together,
right.
But that those two things. Oh Lord, Megan and Cardi, Jesus, my God. That was a spectacle in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
I said, really, CBS?
Yeah. Like they were hunching.
Yeah. Oh no, they definitely were. And the way Megan flipped Cardi over, I said, you have done that before.
Yeah.
This is not your first time dominating a woman. I would be willing to bet that. But, Cardi tried. She put in a lot of effort. The mic was off because, of course, the mic had to be off. I feel like Cardi would have got caught up in the moment and just kind of let the spirit move her. But also, she had a lot of work to do up there. And I don't think she would have sounded as good if she did not pre-record her part of that. But, yeah, like I said.
Yeah, they cut a lot of people's mics off when they are supposed to dance. Because a lot of the girls don't have the breathing.
Yeah, there was a lot of choreography, and Cardi is not really a choreography girl. So there was a lot of work put in, but she looked incredible, and she is fun to watch on stage. I will give her that.
Yeah.
So
I also watched Silk Sonic's performance.
I didn't.
Why?
Because ever since you damn demon, started talking to me about how I need to leave this little man alone. Every time I look at him, I start to feel guilty. I'm like, fuck, no. Plus, still, when I see Silk Sonic, I think of Silk the Shocker, and it just throws me off. So
yeah, it does.
Yeah, that's still
really
happening.
Does.
So
it makes me think of Silk the Shocker and like slushies.
Yeah, but no, it's
it wasn't even like I watched it. I think the song is very nice. And it's still very gimmicky. Like it's very costumey and stuff, and has like clear references and stuff. But I will take this over any of that fucking tracksuit jigaboo nonsense.
Don't do it.
I will take this. For me is a bit more palatable, and I'm still not going out of my way to stand, but the song is nice.
Okay.
So they got, you can have that.
All right.
Tiffany Haddish won Best Comedy Album, and she's apparently the first Black woman since 1986 to get that award. And that was Whoopi who won.
Of course.
So congratulations to her for that as well. Apparently the barbs are on her ass.
The barbs are on Tiffany Haddish's ass?
Yeah, because apparently she was in a clubhouse chat, and someone called her the
Stop
Nicki
it right
Minaj.
there.
Right?
Nothing good happens on Clubhouse.
Someone called her the Nicki Minaj of comedy, which, why do y'all keep doing that? Like, why do y'all make someone the something of something else?
And what is that supposed to mean?
Like, you could have even named like another great comic and just say you're that of right now. Have to compare them.
Like, does it mean you came up at a time where there weren't a lot of popular Black women comics, and you kind of introduced the new era of Black women comics? Is that what that means?
I have no idea.
Okay.
But someone else on the chat said, unlike Nicki Minaj, she shows up on time. And then Tiffany said, and unlike Nicki, I treat everybody with respect and dignity.
Oh, fuck.
So, I don't know what. I guess Mama didn't want to take a selfie.
I was going to say, that sounds personal. That sounds like...
It does.
I don't really understand why the barbs are mad, honestly. I would have turned that into, and if my queen didn't respect you, it's because you weren't worthy of it, you stupid bitch. Like,
right.
If it was me, standing back in the old days, I would have turned it into, well, that's because if Beyonce didn't respect you, you simply weren't worthy of respect. Like, that's how I would have played it. But, y'all do whatever y'all want to do.
Nicki always gets this, mean girl rap from people.
Yeah, it's not like it's the first time we've heard this.
So, it did, though, sound to me like, oh, somebody was not trying to dap you up at the after party.
Right. Like, was it like you saw her being rude to somebody, or was it she did something that hurt your feelings, like didn't want to take a picture?
Like, some people were referencing, like, maybe the one time they've seen the two of them interact, which was when Nicki won a VMA and said something. Tiffany Haddish, I think, was presenting it with Kevin Hart. And she had made some joke about Fifth Harmony that I don't remember. And Nicki said something like, don't come for Fifth Harmony because Normani is that bitch. Like, do you remember that?
I vaguely do, but also didn't that group split up like 3 weeks later? And
I think they were split up prior to that.
Well, so then that's even more confusing because Normani isn't
either way.
Fifth Harmony. Like, she isn't that group. That group is 5 girls. I think.
Either way, Tiffany Haddish was literally standing behind her laughing after she said it.
Oh, okay. So that is probably not it either.
It didn't seem like she was mad about it.
And it doesn't even seem like that would be a thing to be mad about. So
right. She wasn't
I think it was something that the cameras and the rest of us never saw.
Yeah, maybe. Whatever. Maybe. Didn't need to be on Clubhouse, but Tiffany did give a fuck. All right, let's move on. Rihanna apparently is coming out your head top with a brand new bag. Or for a brand new bag.
She does not stop.
She refuses. She won't, ever. So Fenty hair looks like it's about to be a thing. Rihanna's company applied for a trademark of that name, Fenty Hair, and they're saying that the line could include shampoo, hair relaxer, straighteners, lotions. Hold on, lotions, bleach, color products, and hair glitter. Now, this is the way that this works. I want y'all to understand that doesn't mean that these are the things that they're going to be selling. When you file for trademarks and stuff like that, a lot of them are just category, like the category that you apply for will just be like, these are the things that come underneath it. So, you know, you're covered on all of those things. Fenty hair could just be shampoo. It could just be glitter. It could be everything that I just named. But I want y'all just before y'all get bored and jump. That's how that works.
Yes.
As far as I know it.
No, I mean, as far as I know, that's how it works too. I just am picturing Rihanna on a box of Just For Me. Just for Fenty.
Yeah.
And it's just like 9-year-old Rihanna with a perm. I cannot handle it. I kind of want it to exist, and then like 98% of me desperately does not want it to exist. But I want to see this mock-up real bad.
I mean, we'll see what
Rihanna selling a perm is just too much for me. I cannot handle that.
And you know, like, most of this means zero to me. Like, I don't like,
you know what I could see? Her own bleach and her own line of hair dyes. Mm-hmm. And like, you know, whatever other alternative. No. Like, I can't really see Rihanna doing the whole shampoo, conditioner, leave-in thing because honestly, there's like a trillion brands that do that. I see her taking it to like the hashtag alternative side where it's bleach and dye and like other specialty hair products to do something different, not regular everyday maintenance products.
But don't they, I mean, there are like a million different kinds of foundation and skin products and stuff too, isn't there? Like, I don't see that being something that would stop her from being like, I'm gonna make leave-in conditioner.
That's true. That's true. There are, although the Fenty makeup definitely changed shit up as far as like the number of shades offered in one brand. I don't think that Fenty skin is, you know, particularly revolutionary as far as like changing the skincare game or anything. Like, not that her products are bad, but it's not like they are reinventing the wheel. So you're right. It might be, you know, a co-wash, but I see her going like way to the other side of things.
I think at this point, people like you might be right. I think that at the same time, people are just into her shit. Like, the makeup had a really good debut specifically for what you mentioned, or like the availability of all of these different shades and stuff. So I feel like, they could just be like, here's our shampoo or whatever. But yeah, maybe they also will be like, oh yeah, we're doing like hair glitter and, you know, for the Northwest aged people, we've got little clips, you know, how the babies have. Like, they'll put in like a box of cereal, like a little strand, like a little piece of hair that's bang. Like seafoam
neon.
Green.
I was gonna say neon. Yeah, they do have little barrettes with a track hanging off of them,
Right.
glued to the back. That could be it, or her own got to be kind of products.
Yeah,
which might be wise. So yeah.
Twitter user don't give a fuck _ responded to the Fenty hair news by saying, "Can't wait to be around the house in my Fenty furniture with my Fenty skin on and my Savage Fenty, doing my Fenty hair, wearing Fenty Puma while listening to absolutely nothing."
What you mean nothing? That girl made like 8 albums.
Right. She has so many great songs.
Y'all better go cut on Anti again.
Right. That is so fucking
Listen.
funny. Oh, wait.
She said, you know what pay more than music? Everything.
Intended to cover the categories of hair care preparations, dandruff shampoo, hair waving preparations, and more. I don't know what any of this means.
Yes, a wave kit.
Okay.
Wave kits is just light perms.
Okay.
They just meant to take you from kinky to kind of curly instead of completely straight. An activator. Fenty activator, nigga. I can't wait to see what you do, Rihanna.
So as we know, Adele is amidst a divorce separation situation, and apparently, well, it seems to be wrapping right up because they seem to have agreed. It seems like it's going quite ideally,
as amicably as possible. Good for them.
Right. Neither one of them are seeking spousal support.
Hey, man.
Because I'm pretty sure they're both rich. And they have agreed to joint legal and physical custody of their 8-year-old son. Amen. And I even read that they live across the street from each other in LA to co-parent. So it sounds like the girls are fine.
Good. I hope it is just the damn this ain't gonna work out situation instead of fuck you, I hate you.
Right. I read also that it was like they just realized they weren't in love anymore and they're doing the best they can to get along and raise their kid.
That sucks, but it's probably the ideal breakup.
Yeah, like when you were literally married.
Yeah.
Because I also read that they are dealing with like separation, what do you call it? Like assets, like dividing the assets.
Yeah, that's probably the most difficult part is like, of the millions of dollars we have made and spent.
Yeah.
Who gets what?
I read that they're having that dealt with for them through like attorneys and mediation.
Oh, absolutely. Well, I'm not calling you
they
about
literally were like,
dishes.
bitch, I'm like, just come get it.
Oh, you left your bike? That's fine. Like, it's across the street.
So
good for them.
Good for you, Adele.
Yeah.
Maybe that next album is not going to be as spicy as the girls thought it was going to be.
And I hope it's not, because that's really ugly when y'all do that to people.
They do it to so many people who have created their favorite hurt songs. Like, motherfuckers hate for Mary J. Blige to be happy.
Okay.
When Mary is in a good place, y'all bitches be so upset.
Y'all be disgusted. Like, damn, this woman can't know peace. Because you want the music? Go listen to the music that's already out. Child, niggas heard about Adele's divorce and celebrated. That ain't right.
When that bitch put out Just Fine, they were like, well, I'm just not Mary. I'm not. So kick those boots off and get to crying,
you go pick up My Life. Go find it on your favorite streaming service and leave me out of it.
Are still like, who listens to like a song from when they were in junior high or whatever era that like really affected them, that like when you go back and listen to it and be like, it's not the same.
No, bitch, it's always the same.
What?
It takes you back to those moments for a reason.
Let me tell you something. After the Hurricane by one Jasmine Sullivan.
Oh, no, leave me alone. Leave me alone, actually.
Saved my life.
With honestly, the majority of Jasmine's music, it has fucked me up from the beginning. Like,
yeah. She's always got a tearjerker.
What was that first single? Boy, I Need You Bad as a Heartbeat, Bad as the Food. What is that song called? Yes, Need You Bad. Oh my God. My dumb ass. Yes, Need You Bad. I can still remember like the road I was on when I was driving in my car and first heard that song. Like, that is the impact that some music has on us. But do I expect Jasmine Sullivan to still be that same person? Do I expect her to still be that girl now, a whole like 12 years later or whatever? Of course not.
I vividly remember driving home from the club on I-95, blasting Jasmine and bawling.
I love that you were coming home from the club because I was on my way to work. It was like 8:47 a.m. and I was praying I made it into the parking garage by 8:50 so I could be at my desk by 9.
Well, good for you, Miss Adele, and nothing but peace to you, sis. That one also got a good tweet when they said Adele wasn't paying spousal support. Somebody said, hell no, from the other side. I enjoyed that.
I know that's fucking right. Spousal support, I'd be goddamn. Listen, Adele said I might have been in love, but a bitch was not stupid.
You got me all the way fucked up. So have you heard about this Kirk Franklin situation?
Oh my Christ.
No, I'm not laughing.
I have heard about it, yeah.
Kirk Franklin and his oldest son, Carrion Franklin, or Carry On, I don't know. I'm sorry. They have not so great a relationship. And his son put a lot of that on blast over the weekend. Apparently, they very recently got into a heated argument over the phone. And Carrion was recording it and decided to release it for the girls so we could all hear his daddy cussing him out, including moments where he called him Po, skinny, and saying, I'm not laughing.
You are cracking up.
And he also said something about breaking his neck. It was very not Kirk Franklin. And like, I remember asking for Plies to become Kirk Franklin, not the other way around. So once again, I feel as though this podcast is cursed and anything that we say on here turns into negativity and darkness.
Not exactly.
I'm joking. Anyway, Kirk Franklin went to Twitter with the prayer hands emoji and a heart and apologized to everyone. He said that he and his family have been trying to work through counseling and all kinds of stuff, prayer to, I guess, heal and find some sort of a resolution in.
Look at you. Do we need a look at you? Because that is
not mean to do that.
Revolution, but it's fine.
This is such an inappropriate.
You are, and you are down. Ought to be shamed, child. Look at this nigga.
So he apologized to everyone who had to hear him cussing, and because he was cussing.
Oh yeah, he was. Saved where?
And just said keep him and his family in prayers. He said that he even called the therapist on that same phone call, but his son didn't include that part. The son has since jumped back on and claimed that he's not been consistent with counseling and it's all cap with the cap emoji and all that stuff. And so to me, like, everybody seemed to have their opinions on it. And it kind of seemed like most of them were biased opinions. It was like people with kids were like, I too am tired of when these motherfuckers get disrespected. He said he felt disrespected, and we didn't really hear much besides him getting dragged.
Mhm.
So I'm not going to sit up here and be like, Kirk Franklin is a terrible abusive father, because I myself don't have kids. But I want to say I could understand being frustrated and getting into an argument with your kid if you feel disrespected by them. I think threats of violence and shit like that is absolutely unacceptable. I hope that he also understands that while the church is patting him on the back. And that he can take accountability for that shit as well. But on the other side, like, a lot of people who have really toxic relationships with parents, abusive relationships or history with their parents, mother or father, were like completely, they were looking at things from a different perspective. And I'm just like, this is a tiny like blip in their story and their life. And ultimately, it's not for us to judge because we don't know these people. We damn sure don't know enough about their relationship to, start mouthing off and making quick enough assumptions. Like, I don't really know what their relationship or like the root of the difficulties of it comes from. But yeah, hearing Kirk Franklin cuss up a storm on his phone or whatever was something else. So good luck to everybody. I hope they can heal from this in some way or whatever. But whatever, I was gonna say whatever you do, don't go on Iyanla. But Kirk Franklin would never in his life.
Iyanla don't have the budget for that.
Can you fucking imagine? Kirk Franklin would never his goddamn.
No, he wouldn't. And honestly, for good reason. There's no good reason to go on Iyanla if she's not cutting a check that's big enough to make it worth it. But
yeah.
I definitely agree that we don't know even 90% of the real story here, or the full story here, I should say that. Because as much as you can say, this is part of one conversation and we didn't hear what happened before or after that, we certainly didn't hear any footage with a therapist or anything like that. As much as that is true, it is also true that if your father is cussing you out like this, y'all probably didn't just start beefing yesterday. Like,
right.
It's also probable that y'all have had a very strained history for whatever reason, and I won't even begin to guess at what, because we don't know. Like I said,
right,
so much about this that we don't understand. I do think that calling your child your offspring, because this person is not a child, he is his child, but he is not a child. He is 32 years 33. Old. He'll be 33 in May. Yes, Kirk made sure we knew that. And so I don't know if this is like the nigga was asking for money all the time and wanted to be supported. Like, I don't know what's at the root of their shit. But I also don't think it's appropriate to call somebody who you brought into this world a bitch ass nigga. I just don't think that is appropriate language for a father or any parent to be using against their child, especially out of anger. Like, especially when you saying all these other things where it's not like, this bitch ass nigga cut me on spades. Like, I can kind of see that, to some degree when you don't actually mean it, but to call your child a bitch ass nigga and mean that shit, it just feels wrong. I'm just saying. Spades is the first situation I thought of where would somebody say that but not really, really mean it. Spades. So I could maybe see that.
Can't.
But the whole thing was a lot to listen to. And I also watched his apology video, Kirk's apology video, where he talked about calling the therapist and all this. And what I thought was really interesting was that Kirk Franklin chose to apologize to us.
Right.
Because apologies are to make things right with the person who you hurt or offended or slighted in some way. That is not what he did to us, because we are not the ones you called a bitch ass nigga.
That's literally what I said when I watched the video, and he was like, I want to apologize to y'all. I was like, nigga, you ain't threatening to beat my ass. Like, you ain't call me poor skinny. What the fuck you apologizing to me?
You didn't tell me
nigga?
To get out the goddamn way. You didn't call me no bitch ass. Like,
apologize.
It would have been way more than one Instagram post if you had did that to me. So,
and I honestly believe most Kirk Franklin fans weren't upset with him.
No, definitely
at all.
not.
They weren't even
immediately
trying.
started talking about how you wasn't going to get them to stop listening to Kirk Franklin, which, okay.
Right.
Nobody tried to do that.
Like, nobody was even really, I don't think a lot of his fans that he apologized to were even really trying to hear what his son was saying, because through all the paragraphs and stories and stuff that I saw him post, I just saw someone who wants a relationship with his family. I don't know how toxic or not toxic he might be to them or vice versa or whatever, but it didn't seem like he was just like, these niggas suck dick and I hate all of them and they can kiss the crack of my ass. Like, he just kept talking about how he doesn't have a relationship with his family. His family's not there for him. They've never been there for him, blah, blah, blah. How much of that is true? I don't know. But it just seems like something that just should not be for us, doesn't need to be for us, and I hope that they can figure it out.
Yeah, that would be ideal. I just feel like when people get to the point of publicizing it on social media, is because they don't see into things, playing out in real life. Some people like mess. Some people like to be in the headlines. I don't know if that's true of Kerryon Franklin or not, but some people post on social media because they feel like they don't really know what else to do. Again, I don't know enough about their history. I do know that Kirk Franklin has his own issues around his parents because he was put up for adoption, and his biological father, like, he had to come to terms with all those feelings he felt about his own father choosing to put him up for adoption. Right. So I was like, still just a psychology student, so not diagnosing nobody, but I'm just looking at, I just like to make that clear. I'm not doing that. What I'm saying is that I'm noticing facts and I'm drawing lines. That's all I'm saying. I just feel like something in the
Of course, your business is their life right now is studying this stuff.
Correct.
So of course you like, now that I think
but
about
also
it,
this,
but you've always done
and
that.
Right. I mean, like, I'm studying this shit all day, every day. So of course I'm seeing shit.
That is a good point.
Once
though.
I'm reading the story and taking in everything into consideration, but ultimately, I feel like I don't know enough about it other than to comment on the facts of it. And the fact of the matter is, I think that was an inappropriate way to talk about your child. And I hope that Kerryon finds peace.
Yeah.
Because it sounds like y'all might just need some extended space away from one another, and ain't nothing wrong with that.
Yeah. Maybe it's like a separate therapy that can at some point graduate.
Yeah, I don't think family therapy is necessarily the move right now, especially if your father is paying for it, because your father might be paying for like some therapist who is a giant stan of his and is like a Christian family therapist on top of that. So not that those
bitch.
Not that they're inherently messy, but a lot of Christian therapists, their job is first and foremost to push biblical teachings instead of individual healing. A lot of
it's
them,
always going to be wrapped in
it's always going to be, your feelings are hurt and your dad should do better, but ultimately this is your father, and the Bible says to honor thy father and mother. So you need to put aside your feelings so that you and dad can have a relationship. And that is just that don't curl all the way over for me. So who knows? But yes, I hope he does find his own individual therapy, and I hope he finds peace with the situation, because this is a mess.
No more talking down on your kids, and no more telling us your family drama and stuff like that. Save it for your own home and private settings.
I mean, is this not what we say every week to these celebrities? Every week we say, please get off Instagram, because...
And I feel like a big part of the reason like a lot of celebrity kids do this is because when they have famous parents, powerful parents, whatever, I feel like they feel like their one way of having an advantage over them is taking it to social media and putting them on blast.
Right.
And I'm not saying that's the right thing to do or a healthy thing. I literally just said it's not. But I feel like that's a part of the reason why we get these stories ever so often of this famous person's kid being like, I'm upset with my parent, and sometimes we find out that the person really is a toxic ass, horrible person to their kids. And, you know, other times we find out like, oh, they didn't get you a Rolls Royce for Christmas this year. So you never really know what happens. But yeah, good luck to them.
Yeah, I just it is a mess that we unfortunately were brought into. And you know, Instagram might make you feel better in the moment, but ultimately it doesn't fix problems. And if people are real with themselves, they know that they do the same thing, or they know people who do, and that drives like all of the Facebook mess you see every time you log in. So like, people do this. They bitch about their loved ones on social media. It's just nobody cares when y'all do it.
Plies literally tweeted, "That was not my dog on the phone. That was me."
I saw that shit. I said, leave us alone. You know what? Plies got them teeth, and now you really can't tell that nigga nothing. He is a bad bitch now. Like, sir, please. He sees the jokes, though.
My last topic I might say for the reads, it's not at the 50 yet. We can do this quickly. So Stacey Dash says that she's a changed woman.
Of course she did.
So fun.
Is it not the checks aren't clearing no more, Stacey?
Hell the fuck no, they're not.
What happened in the last couple of months to make the checks dry up, Stace?
So yes,
okay.
Stacey Dash, who was fired from Fox News in 2016. Imagine that. Fired for Fox News for being too bright.
They don't have standards over there, so I'm just a little stunned.
She told Daily Mail TV that she was typecast by Fox News as the angry black Republican woman, and that she no longer supports Donald Trump, and that she apologizes for offensive comments that she might have made back in the one time.
Might? Girl.
Stacey, I'm almost 1000% certain that whoever is foolish enough to still be working with you told you to say and do these things, right? I want you to consider the fact that this is so transparent in its bullshit that it was kind of pointless. So Donald Trump ain't the president no motherfucking more, right? You been ain't had no motherfucking job. And you realize ain't nobody's trying to book you no more because you were even too racist for the racists. Stacey, don't come around and be trying to do like an I'm Black Again book tour girl. Like nobody.
Right.
It doesn't even feel like you genuinely understand how you fucked up. Also, she wasn't even just like tripping and falling into fucked up conversations. She was talking shit with her whole ass chest. There shouldn't be Black History Month anymore. All of you niggas are niggers. like it was just. But
I mean,
she constantly.
I don't get her. I just don't.
Yeah,
I don't.
I think that's the right way to say it.
I don't understand Stacey's motivations. I don't understand her use of the word typecast. It doesn't make sense, but you know, I also don't have no sympathy for Black people who jumped on the Trump train for $1. Diamond and Silk can similarly go to hell. Candace Owens, whatever that bitch is doing, it's not moisturizing her scalp. She can continue to do that. I can't even, it's just some dumb niggas, random niggas, journalists and things along that nature who were on the Trump shit. All of y'all can just fuck off. I don't care that you're trying to make it good with the Black community again, because you know that's your only way of getting paid. I don't care. Didn't Waka Flocka's mama, wasn't she like...
Yeah, I didn't get too deep into that, but I did hear her called out for being a Trump supporter.
Right. And then I saw a preview for some reality show the other day where she, like, they are at brunch or whatever, and she talks about being a Trump supporter, and everybody's like, oh, hell no. So
I'm guessing that's maybe growing up hip hop.
Oh yeah. I think that's what it is because it was on WeTV. I was watching Love After Lockup, which I fucking stand that show. It's so good. So
it's such a mess.
So yeah, growing up hip hop is terrible, but they're gonna get people with Deb talking about being a fucking Trump supporter. But like, I don't have nothing for y'all. You look at that man and the chaos he was causing even before he was in office. And you chose to roll with that. I don't have nothing for you, period. Let's not even talk about it. So, Stacey Dash can fuck right off. She'll be lucky if I watch Clueless.
Like, listen.
And you'll get your $38 from me when you watch Clueless or whatever your royalty is. I'm just saying.
Okay, hot take. Don't give a fuck. Clueless isn't that great a movie.
Ooh. Oh, wait.
I don't care. It's not a bad movie by any chance. I mean, it's not, I don't think it's a bad movie. I just think that it like hit a lot of points in terms of fun and style for teens and in that era. I don't find it to be very funny. I found a lot of the characters to be quite annoying. So I don't really go out of my way to watch Clueless very often.
Well, I mean, and there's the Brittany Murphy thing too.
Yes, there is also
a lot of it is the Brittany Murphy nostalgia. I mean, and Clueless, it really hits a certain moment if you were a teenager in that time. Like it takes you back to that exact moment. But you know, I haven't seen it recently enough to necessarily co-sign with that. But I do understand the points you are making.
I did enjoy the television show theme song, though. Very, very
it's
much,
so
and still do to this day. Like, so good.
She has a heart on her sleeve.
She is literally the Polaroid of perfection.
Not literally a Polaroid.
Like, what a... right? That doesn't...
but it's fine.
That word doesn't...
It's fine.
Y'all are going to be pissed at me today, laughing at people getting called Poe. Now I'm saying Clueless is great.
I'm gonna look at it again just to see. I know, like from the beginning, the thing with her and her stepbrother getting together really freaked me out. It was just so gross to me, even though they had only just become step siblings like 8 months earlier, whatever it was. I was just like, this is nasty. It just felt wrong to me, that whole part of the movie.
I haven't watched it in a few years either, so maybe I'll watch it again for some reason. I also told some people the other day that I don't like brown sugar, and that was also like, oh my God, are you even black? So I would watch.
You know when niggas do that when you say you don't like Love and Basketball. Oh my God.
I don't.
I don't either. And they get so mad every time. And yes, honestly, the relationship in brown sugar, not really something I want for myself. I just... those early 2000s black movies though, they got a hold on niggas, and I'm not mad.
Yeah.
But
yeah, I'm not saying you should hate it or that you have shit taste if you enjoy the movie. I just don't like it.
But brown sugar to me is less offensive than what was I just saying?
Love and
Play
Basketball.
You for Your Heart. Yes. Love and Basketball. That shit.
I just don't really like rom-coms at all. Two Can Play That Game, I think I realize is like the one that I'm like actually a fan of, that I guess
Two Can Play That Game is it took me out of it with all the shots to the camera.
I just really enjoy the pacing of that, and Anthony Anderson and Monique made the whole thing funny. Anyway, that's my 2 cents for today. We're done with the hot tops. Let's take a break and then read your letters. Hey guys, this episode is being brought to you by Squarespace. Now is the perfect time to turn your ideas into a website. With Squarespace, you'll find exactly what you need, whether you're trying to showcase work of yours or blog, publish content, sell products, which a lot of y'all are doing these days. Announcing upcoming events, where? Hopefully at the house. Buying a domain from Squarespace is easy because there are no hidden fees or price hikes that you have to worry about. You can get to know your audience with their analytics tool, and that includes everything from traffic sources, the time that they're on your site, audience geography, page views, all of the really important stats that you kind of need to have in your back pocket. It's all very simple to design as well. You start with a template, and then it's basically drag and drop from there to make it look the way that you want to. Crystal and I have both used it for our own websites. It's incredibly incredibly easy to use. And all the websites are optimized for mobile, so your site will look great on any device. You don't have to worry about doing any extra nonsense with that as well. So go to squarespace.com/read for a free trial now. And when you're ready to launch, use the offer code READ to save 10% off of your first purchase of a website or a domain. That's squarespace.com/read with offer code READ for 10% off your first purchase. Go make something cool and fun, and let's move on.
Hey, y'all, we deserve to know what we're putting in our bodies and why. That's where Ritual comes in. They have a great vegan-friendly multivitamin that is formulated with high-quality nutrients in bioavailable forms that your body can actually use. It means you won't find any sugars, major allergens, GMOs, synthetic fillers, or artificial colorants in Ritual's multivitamin. It's now available for women, men, and teens. These multivitamins are scientifically developed to help support different life stages. Ritual's delayed release capsule design delivers high quality nutrients, including vitamin D3, which Black people really be needing, in just 2 daily pills. Your multivitamins are delivered to your door every month with free shipping. You can start, snooze, or cancel your subscription at any time. And if you don't love Ritual within your first month, they'll refund your first order. I decided to try Ritual out because, scared to go out in public a lot of days. It's just how I am. And so if I can get stuff delivered to me, all the better. And I also tend to not really be thinking that much about whether I'm getting in the correct nutrients. So if you can send me a multivitamin to help me stay on top of it, again, even better, because still mostly quarantined and kind of losing my mind. So if you could also use a little bit of help in that arena, then you can get started with getting your key nutrients without the BS with Ritual. They are offering y'all 10% off during your first 3 months. So visit ritual.com/theread to start your ritual today. Again, ritual.com/theREAD. All right, let's get back to the show.
Okay, so we are back, and it is now time for your letters.
It sure is. Send your questions to asktheread@gmail.com. We may read them aloud on the show. Let's see here. We have a question about what in the world was that? Have you seen this show called Hunter by Hunter? Or maybe it's Hunter x Hunter, but
it's just Hunter x Hunter.
Oh, Hunter x Hunter, my bad. So have you seen it? Because somebody said that they thought that you might like it based off Steven Universe and Avatar: The Last Airbender. So I'm like, would I like it?
I don't really know why they made those particular comparisons.
I don't either.
But I like Hunter x Hunter. I don't think you would, but
oh no,
I'm not saying don't give it a shot. It's like that's like a classic anime. It's been around for quite some time.
Oh, it's not new.
No, it's not new.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so yeah, I'm not understanding.
Okay, never mind.
But yeah,
I thought I put you onto something.
No.
All right, never mind. Moving on.
Right.
We also have an update this week from Monty. If you remember, Monty was the one who his best friend's brother suddenly passed away, and then his friend kind of texted him and was like really wilding out and was like, how you mad at me and all this. So we got an update. Monty said, I actually met up with my friend. We had appetizers and drinks. He was dancing around the conversation, so I took control and brought it up. He apologized several times for his behavior during his time of grief, and I also apologized for my part in the situation. We kept drinking and started reflecting over old times, and out of nowhere, he revealed to me that he always thought of me as more than just his friend, and he expected more attention from me while he was grieving. This shocked the hell out of me because we're both straight men. I kind of just blew it off because I don't see him in that way, and I just wanted my friend back. Nothing more. Since then, we've been texting every day and hanging out occasionally, but we have not revisited that conversation. Thanks, Monty. Yep. So fun.
The fuck? That was a plot twist pull your ass. Like, I did not
see that coming. Nope. It's also same. So
why do I love this?
I mean, it could be the start of a love story or the start of a very painful end to a friendship.
Yeah, it sounds like it should be left where it is. Like,
it kind of does sound like it should be left where it is until he is ready to bring it up again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kudos to you for,
just letting
having the conversation and I mean, having the overall conversation and it going well and continuing to have conversations and things and not making stuff weird.
Amen.
And I hope that things remain on the up and up. But yeah, that's definitely something you're going to have to keep an eye on because, a lot of
just never know.
A lot of decisions that he makes might be based on those feelings now. And you're going to have a different outlook on a lot of stuff. Right? Like, is he doing this because it's genuinely how he feels, or are his feelings these feelings sort of affecting it? It's just a little bit more complicated, but it's not like something that needs to be friendship ending. And hopefully now that that's something that y'all have discussed and it's out there, that y'all can move with a better understanding of one another and where y'all are coming from. Because yeah, it was kind of confusing how he was acting, but now it's not.
Yeah.
Now it's not.
Because, it would have made sense, I guess, if I had thought of it from a I have romantic feelings for you perspective, but definitely wasn't thinking about it like that. So interesting development.
And kudos to him as well for being brave enough to share that with you.
Yeah, I mean, it took some drinks, but he let it out.
Yeah, but good.
So,
well, all right.
Good luck, you guys.
Well,
our next letter comes from Tony, who says, "Hey, y'all. I have always had an issue with my neighbors, but during this Papa Sancho, it has been exponentially worse. I live in government housing, so the insulation in my apartment is trash, and my neighbor plays their music so loud all the time, no matter what time of day it is. Sometimes I'm in class, sometimes my daughter in class, but it don't matter because no time of day is off limits. They always play their music loud as hell, and sometimes I actually tiptoe around my apartment in hopes that they won't hear me and then turn the volume up. I have severe anxiety, so it's hard for me to go over there and speak with them to turn it down. I've done it, though, over the last 4 years, despite the near panic attack that it almost causes me to do so. However, now that we're in this pumpkin pie, I'm afraid to go down there even more than I have been in the past because they have not been socially distancing at all over the past year, and they have had multiple parties. They're actually having one right now as I type this at 1:17 a.m. The lady who lives in that apartment went to school with my mama, so I try to be respectful, but I am so frustrated."
What?
Mm-hmm. Our neighbor went to school with my mama.
The lady in the party apartment went to school with your mama.
I can fully see this. I don't know why it's the Oklahoma in me, maybe. I completely see this. I really do.
Not your mama's classmate having functions.
I can see. Maybe because my grandma lived across the street from the projects. And so literally I have friends who stayed in the projects whose mamas went to school with my mama. So maybe that's why I see it, but I see it.
All right.
So yeah, don't remember where we were. Oh yeah. The biggest problem right now is that the music has been affecting my daughter a lot too lately. So to see her be so frustrated and upset when she's only 10 years old is tough. I hate having to get dressed just to go to ask my neighbor to be considerate of others. I don't want to call the police because that's wrong, and I just won't do that to another Black person. But I also don't want to speak with the people in the office in case they would try to get her evicted for this. I honestly don't know what to do. Any advice you have would be appreciated. Thank you so much, Tony. I hate when niggas put you between a rock and a hard place.
Right.
Like, they fully taking advantage of the fact that ain't nobody finna really do nothing about it.
Yeah, that's what it sounds like to me. that is, I think, a part of it, the difficulty of, chilling in one space, assuming that you're chilling in one space through this entire pantaloon, because it's like we are getting ever the familiar with our neighbors.
Mm-hmm.
So some of the girls have been far more present than they've needed to be, or than we would like them to. And like, I get irked by any damn thing that my neighbors do. And it's like,
anything.
Like, sometimes I will be going downstairs and my neighbors have literally the ones next to me have the habit of cracking their front door open. Like, they move the little, the latch for the,
yeah.
They move that out into so that the door stays propped open.
Yeah, but why?
And they just have it open there all day while they cook or clean or whatever. And I'm just like, for the fuck, why do I need to be involved anytime I'm leaving my apartment and whatever the fuck going on in your house? You don't have windows?
How are you just that trusting of the world to leave your front door wide the fuck up? Anybody could just walk in this bitch. Why would you do that?
I don't know if they're, Canadian or
there's some flavor of white. We don't do that.
Don't they say people in Canada don't be locking their doors or some dumb shit? That's probably not true.
All day long? No. Maybe while you go take the trash to the chute, but not all damn day.
They be in there kicking it with the door cocked open. It's I can't even really pinpoint what about it I hate, but I do. I just don't like it.
I hate that too.
So back to your issues. I just feel like if damn it, because they are fully using your mama's classmate as
they are
as their little ticket to debauchery. I feel like you should
free card.
I think that you should be permitted to say something to them about it. And if that isn't, y'all be giving me hard ones sometimes because I can't even honestly say that if I were in this same position that I would be like, yo, y'all need to do something about these motherfuckers.
Right.
Because I also know my heart and I can be an I don't give a fuck cold ass bitch. But in positions like this, especially if we're talking about a black lady,
yeah. It neutralizes you.
It really, really does. I don't know. I feel like I would still make some sort of an effort to get them to understand, look, if we're not going to do something about this shit, then I'm just going to go ahead and do what I need to do. Because at this point, you're disturbing my peace. And it's not even we have all of these options to just hit the road for,
right.
When I lived in my first ever apartment by myself, I had so many loud, annoying neighbors. And sometimes I would just leave the apartment and go walk around and listen to music if it wasn't freezing or something like that, or go find something to do. Or
I would go find something to do to get out them people's house.
So, it's not like we have those options like that right now. I mean, you could still go for a walk, I suppose, but if you're in many places like us right now in the middle of March, walking ain't always, a blast right now. Especially
it's still cold out here.
Yeah, it's a blast of freezing cold wind. So yeah, I think I would try to get them to understand, look, I'm sick of the shit and y'all motherfuckers know you're not supposed to be doing this shit anyway, and I don't want to have to put you and Mother Winslow out on the street. But something needs to be done.
You are not shit for that one.
Listen, it's a rare condition this day.
Leave me the hell alone.
Tell them people to cut the shit. Cut the shit. If it and the girls have been having parties. Like, don't get it twisted. But Mama said not only do they have parties all the time, they're having one right now.
While she is typing this. That's she's set up.
It's giving me like they're charging at the door because of the economy.
Yeah.
And, I heard the new stimmies are going wild. So maybe that will help calm things down.
I don't think so, actually. It just means everybody's going to bring a bigger bottle to the next party.
Yeah, that's true.
So it might actually get a little worse.
Right. Gucci belt buckles at the next party.
Oh, yeah.
But just because there is this lady that went to school with your mama who's over there or whatever doesn't mean that y'all don't deserve peace of mind in your own motherfucking house where I'm assuming you're paying to live. So
right.
Something needs to be did. And I think that I would try to, in whatever way, whether it's through a note, email, whatever, directly to these people, say, look, cool, I get it, but enough is enough. Something needs to be done. Like, I need y'all to do something. Because I play music in the house. The only time I ever play music in the house without headphones is when I'm in the shower. Because that's my...
like zone out type of...
That's my zone out time and whatever. And I think I've had one moment where I was playing something bassy. Like when I'm playing fucking Summer Walker and SZA and shit, Emily King and shit in the shower, nobody has a problem.
Of course not.
But as soon as I play Fabio 4 and or Megan Thee Stallion or some shit with a heavy knock, they're like... So one time I was in the shower and I was playing some rap shit or whatever, and I'm fairly certain that I heard them like bang on the wall from the other side. When I tell you that I turned my fucking Apple Beats, whatever that fucking speaker, the pill. When I tell you I turned that shit all the way up.
Of course you did.
Fuck you talking about, bitch? Like, I be here playing music on this thing for 20, 30 minutes at a fucking time. And it's not like I take a shower at 3 a.m.
Right.
So, like, get off of my sack. Leave me the fuck alone. But if the girls are having functions and it's distracting and distressing you and things like that, I think that you have the right to say, hey, let's do something about it. Not only because, I'd like to have peace of mind without my brain rattling around in its skull when I'm at the fucking crib.
There is that.
But also, we are literally in a Pan-Africanism. So I don't think that
please
a festival is for now. So
I think, as long as they are inside of, the government mandated quiet hours of your city or town or province or whatever, then, it is what it is. But if it's outside, if it's like during those hours where niggas are like legally supposed to be quieter, then I think you have more of a ground to stand on here. And like Kid Fury said, I think you are well within your right, if for no other reason than because it's really fucking with your daughter and she's only 10 years old. And like, she should be able to go to Zoom school without hearing WAP in the background. Like, it's just, niggas also need to be realistic. Like, you don't live in this building by yourself. So you do have to be considerate of other people. Don't call
Millie,
her Millie.
This is Zoom algebra, okay? This is Zoom algebra. It is not the time for macaroni in a pot.
Right.
Now,
like, we just don't have time for that right now. This baby is supposed to be multiplying.
That's not even my house. I don't even know why. You're like, yeah.
like if nothing else, your daughter deserves. So I would tell them, look, I don't want to like make this a thing, but I have to work. I have school. My child has school. Like, it's fucking with us being able to live our lives. And if it came right down to it, I would rather go to the office that runs the building and say something to them before I would ever call the police. Like, I'm just never calling the police on black people unless unless that black person is like actively trying to murder me in that moment. I'm just not calling the police. So
Same.
So that's not an option. But if I have to file a complaint, if it gets to that point, then I would do that. But honestly, niggas should just be like, come on, man. I'm asking, can my daughter go to school? Can she go to school?
Like, and I think that like approaching it from that perspective of I'm not trying to start no shit or get nobody in trouble. It's like, what can you really say after
Like, you
that?
can't be mad
My
at me
kid
for
is-
that. I'm trying to let my baby go to school.
Like, again, assuming you're paying to live here, just the same way other motherfuckers are.
Right.
Your fucking baby got to go to school, and you should be able to, I don't know, have dinner together or get some rest or watch Cuckoo Malone without having to hear the latest Roddy Ricch in the background. So, like, if you were coming to them on, like,
We
some
just don't
banging on the
need it,
wall like my
right.
neighbor did or whatever, then I could see them being like, what the fuck? But you coming into them and be like, look, just, can y'all, my baby really is trying to learn.
Right.
They really can't be mad
Or
at that.
sleep.
And if they are, or they do have an attitude or whatever about that, then yeah, I absolutely would go to the building and let them handle it.
Yeah. Or if you can do something, I don't know if you can do anything to increase the noise absorption in your own apartment. They might have like those, those noise blankets that you can hang up to like make a little makeshift studio or something.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
They might have something like that on Amazon. I don't know if that would really help because...
But should you even have to go
You
through
should
all of
not.
that?
You really should not have to do that. And really the fault lies with the government for putting y'all in this building that is not insulated properly enough in between units. Like, this is their like fault, but you and your daughter both deserve better than to have to put up with that all the time. Like all day, every day. Yeah.
Her baby gonna start just freestyling during Zoom meetings. She can't focus. All she hears is bass.
Oh, Lord. God bless it.
Good luck.
Yeah, good luck with the conversation. Let us know how it goes. Our next question this week. Let's see. Who shall we go with next? Here we go. We have a letter from Miles who says, I'm 24 and I've been talking to this guy, Jeff, who is 30 since last March. We both live in the Caribbean and share similar experiences. In 2019, I was diagnosed with PTSD stemming from many things that have happened to me in my life. One part of my trauma is that I contracted an STD in my first ever physical sexual experience when I was 18.
Oh, man.
I confided a lot of the details to this guy, Jeff, and he was great helping me with flashbacks and all the things that go along with that. However, on this past Sunday, we were having a casual conversation about marriages and infidelity, and I explained that I don't hold the outside person accountable for messing up a marriage unless they have sinister intentions. Tell me why this heifer said, but you also should never go out with a married person anyway because you might get burnt, just like what happened with you and that first guy that you had sex with.
Are you fucking serious?
I saw red. Of course you did.
Wow. Really?
That nigga tried it. My initial response was very calm because my therapist has really been trying to help me do better here lately. But Jeff just doubled down and kept explaining himself and then trying to apologize, but then explaining even more and then throwing in some gaslighting, as all niggas learn in Intro to Being a Nigga 101.
They do.
His response is too much of a big deal for me to just... Now I'm picturing niggas going to Intro to Being a Nigga.
I literally pictured Future in front of a whiteboard. Like,
that nigga Kevin Samuels.
Yes. That is hilarious.
Okay. This is too much of a big deal for me to just let go. And this is the first time that he has ever said anything that wild to me. Usually he listens and makes corrections to his behavior, but this time he just walked off the cliff. So I told him nicely to fuck off and blocked him. My problem is that therapy has given me a lot of tools to work on communication. And this is the first time that I don't want to communicate with somebody after this kind of incident. Right now, I'm not in the space to let his comment go, whether he apologizes or not. Are there any tips that y'all have on working through hurt like this? A big thing for me is that I'm empathetic and usually I'm open to communication, but I feel like right now it wouldn't do me any good. Any help would be appreciated. Peace and love, Miles.
Well, Miles, first of all, I'm sorry that someone who you considered a friend even tried you like that.
I just, I really feel like you need to understand that was so fucked up.
like severely. That wasn't even like a oops, my bad.
Yeah,
I fell
no,
and said
that was
and said something offensive.
beyond.
Yeah, that like he tried.
He had no business saying something that fucked up to you. I need you to understand that.
I will say though, I don't think that because you are working on communication in therapy or that that's a part of your therapeutic process that you need to communicate with everybody all of the time, regardless of the circumstances.
Right.
Like, if you are just not in a place where you want to hear anything that this motherfucker has to say right now, I think that's okay. And I don't know how many therapists would urge you to go and have a conversation with somebody that literally violated you,
Right.
that you're not ready to talk to, especially if you believe the conversation really wouldn't even do you any good. It sounds like maybe you might be open to talking it out at some point, but I don't think that you need to rush that at any point. I don't think you need to rush that at any time soon. And I think that you are more than within your right to take space and hold that motherfucker accountable for how he came at you. Because that is like,
yep.
What?
It's inexcusable.
Him pulling that out of nowhere also is like, huh? Like, have you just been thinking wild shit about me and my situation this whole ass time? And today was the day, or tonight was the night that you decided to spew it out? Because it's almost to me like he like bit into an apple and called it an orange.
Yeah.
Wait, what? And you didn't even say anything wrong.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah, it's like, honestly, I feel a little too close to this situation because something like this happened to me where like somebody who I thought really cared about me basically mocked me for having issues with my father. And I was just like, oh, wow. So you're somebody that like I shared this about. Person. I mean, and not that you're so special. Like I've talked about it on the show, so it's not like it's a secret, but you're somebody who knows this about me, and yet you chose to like kind of not even really throw it in my face, but like almost like you wanted to hurt me with it. It's just a weird space to be in when it's like, why would you say something like that to me that I chose to share with you? You know, it's like you realize this person that you thought was maybe decent. I mean, not even maybe decent, but somebody that you like cared about. For them to do something like that to you is really off-putting. So, I mean, just like you, I also blocked that person as soon as this happened. I have not spoken to that person since. I highly doubt I will ever speak to that motherfucker again. And I also am usually open to communication, but when somebody deliberately tries to fuck with me, that's something else. Like I'm open to communicating when maybe you weren't aware of the severity of what you did, something like that. But this man being like, but going out with a married person is a mess because you might end up in a fucked up situation just like you did. It's like, wait a minute, wait 1 fucking second. Because the fact of the matter is that you can end up catching an STD in any sexual encounter with anybody at any time. Like that is just something that can happen, and stepping out with a married person doesn't mean that like I just what the fuck was that nigga trying to say? I have no idea. It doesn't make sense. So I am all for you. You asked for tips for dealing with the hurt, and I would say first of all, just let yourself be hurt.
Yeah.
Don't try to convince yourself that you didn't actually care about him that much, because if you did, it would not be affecting you. Don't try to like, I don't try to like to trick yourself into thinking that this isn't something that you need to work through. And until you are completely at peace, like you have resolved that inner turmoil around like, damn, I thought you really cared about me and I was vulnerable with you and you did me like this. Until you have fixed that part of it, don't even consider unblocking his number, because I truly don't care how he is coping right now without you. I don't.
Me neither.
I do not care. He could kiss your entire black ass. That was just wrong. And he'll be lucky if you ever allow him to apologize to you.
I agree.
But you have to take care of yourself first and foremost. So
Yeah.
I mean, I hope you are talking. Did he mention having a therapist? Yeah, therapy. Yeah, therapy.
Yeah.
You said therapy is at the root of a lot of this. So
Yeah.
definitely continue to talk to your therapist about it. And when the hard feelings come up, just let yourself experience them. But you definitely don't owe this man communication, especially because y'all continued to talk after he said it and he just made it worse for himself.
Right.
Like immediately the thing to do would have been, holy fuck, I cannot believe I said that. I am so sorry. Like it ain't no trying to explain it. Like it takes, I mean, the only thing he could have done that would have made me think it was maybe worth it was immediately apologize. But he didn't even do that. So fuck this nigga.
Yeah, I agree.
Just fuck him. And, you know, he can talk to Jesus about it, talk to his diary, talk to his friends, his mama, his favorite album, literally anybody or anything but you.
Yeah.
Because he don't deserve that from you. So
I don't give a fuck if he reach out, if you've got an email. I don't give a fuck. You do whatever the fuck it is that you want to do. If you don't feel like talking to that nigga ever the fuck again, understand that you've got the support of Kid Fury and Crystal, if nobody the fuck else.
Right.
Because that was completely wrong and disgusting and violating. And like Crystal said, like, you're coming from this whole like shaming thing, and you're pulling this motherfucker into the situation, and no, absolutely not.
Yeah.
So I hope that you are able to like heal from it, and that you don't like internalize any of that bullshit that he spit out at you, and you know, go on to living your best life.
Yeah. Because you deserve that. And again, if you ever get to a place where you feel okay with talking to him, then fine. But don't let that nigga create a new Instagram account and then DM you and it goes to your little secret hidden messages or whatever and still trying to get through to you that way. Like, don't reopen communication until you feel completely ready to do that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because fuck him.
Yes.
Woo. All right. Let's leave the questions there. If you have one for us, send it to asktheread@gmail.com. We're going to take another quick break and be right back.
So guys, if you're a business owner who's hiring right now, first of all, shout out to you. We need that. Secondly, you probably face a lot of challenges when it comes to finding the right person for your role. Not enough applicants with the right skills or experience, too many resumes to sort through, a complete headache. And that is why hiring can feel like it's trying to find a needle in a haystack. So get with ZipRecruiter, okay, because they make it incredibly easy to do it. All you got to do is go to ziprecruiter.com/theread right now to try it for free. When you post a job on ZipRecruiter, it gets sent out to over 100 of the top job sites with just one easy click, and then they use their matching technology to find the right people with the right skills and experience for a job and invite them to apply. In fact, ZipRecruiter is so effective that 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter usually get a quality candidate within the first day. You literally put it through and wait for all of the quality to come through. And this is why over 2.3 million businesses have come to ZipRecruiter for their hiring needs. While other companies overwhelm you with way too many options, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for, the needle in the haystack. And right now you can try ZipRecruiter for free at this web address. It is ziprecruiter.com/theread. Once again, remember to go to this unique place, ziprecruiter.com/theread. With the promo code, the READ. ZipRecruiter is the smartest way to hire. Go and get some jobs, give some jobs, and let's move on.
Hey, y'all, if you're ready to finally replace those old linens that you have had since you were in college, then never fear. Brooklinen is here to help you out with that. They were founded as the first direct-to-consumer bedding company, and Brooklinen works directly with manufacturers to make luxury available directly to you without the luxury level markups. Brooklinen has got a whole ton of sheets in different colors, patterns, and materials to fit your needs and tastes. With over 50,000 5-star reviews and counting, Brooklinen is so confident that you will love their products. They offer a 365-day money-back guarantee, and they don't have just sheets, girl. They got comforters, pillows, towels, even loungewear. And let me tell you, first of all, I think almost all the sheets that I own at this point are Brooklinen, but also in this pandemic, I have basically been living in sweatpants. Brooklinen makes incredible sweatpants.
Same.
Their t-shirts are so comfortable. They have like little like moo type nightgown type dresses. Bitch, I'm constantly in those. Like, I really do love the Brooklyn and loungewear almost as much as I love the sheets because I'm not going nowhere. So why not be comfortable at the house? You can go to brooklinen.com and use promo code 3 to get $25 off when you spend $100 or more, plus free shipping. That's BROOKLINEN.com with promo code the READ to get $25 off when you spend $100 or more and some free shipping, girl. So once again, brooklinen.com, promo code the READ at checkout. Go get yourself some nice sheets and some t-shirts and some sweatpants, because truly, sweatpants, they are nice, girl. They feel luxurious on your body. All right, let's wrap up the show.
Okay, guys, we're back, and it is now time for the read. And I will just start it out and try and get through this as quickly as possible. So, do I want to go to 3? I'll just do 2. So, first of all, I want to say, I'm not sure if you saw this video of these women who assaulted an Uber driver in San Francisco. There are these 3 girls who were, if y'all could leave me alone with the text messages, that would be great. There were these 3 girls who were sitting in the back of an Uber when
these bitches.
Driver,
oh my God. These bitches. Woo!
The driver apparently, said to one of them, yes, the same girl, like the real rowdy non-black one, apparently did not have a mask on.
Of course not.
And so, COVID, the entire pancreatic that we're living in,
yep.
And Uber has a whole policy since you're trapped in a box with other people during the fucking pantomime that you have to put on a goddamn mask. So here we are, a whole year into this fucking situation, and you motherfuckers acting like you still don't know what the fuck going on out here. Bring it back, Fury. Here we are. So the driver, this poor South Asian man, asked them to get the fuck out of his goddamn vehicle. They refused. He pulled over to a gas station at some point, told them to buy a mask. And the girl is then seen with a mask on her face when this dash cam video comes up. But he's telling them to leave the car.
Yeah. They
refuse to. So they start screaming at this man. The one girl, Arna, who is the non-black one, she is then seen coughing directly in this man's face while she's sitting behind him, yelling and screaming all in his damn ear. At one point, the other girl on this, the one person I think a lot of people have sympathy for, because again, it's 3 of them, was the girl who was sitting in the middle, because she was the only one who seemed like she wasn't doing anything and just wanted to go the fuck home. But the other girl on the left side, or I guess right for them, was a black girl by the name of Malaysia King. Of course, she was promptly arrested, while Arna had to turn herself in at the suggestion of her attorney.
Wow. But
they promptly arrested Malaysia's black ass, and I have since seen her mugshot, which might have been from another arrest that had to do with identity theft or something like that. Oh, and I will have you know that Malaysia wears colored contacts. So there you go, Crystal. You can do with that what you want.
I didn't need no more reasons to be disgusted by her.
But they were both coughing. The black girl talking about, and I got COVID. At one point, this girl, Arna, reaches over and snatches the man's phone, and they threaten to beat him up and all of that other shit. I want y'all to get kept. Keep them. I don't get, whatever the fucking charges are, run them up. Keep them. Period. I don't know what the fuck y'all think. I don't know what the fuck y'all think. And don't get me wrong, there are some cities where I don't give a fuck what y'all say. There are some cities where certain rideshare drivers have terrible attitudes. And I want to say that New York City is one of them. And my theory is that a lot of it has to do with the fact that there is just easy for them to, public transportation is a must here.
Right.
You know what I mean? Whether you're underground or over. So many of them have work that I feel like they can have an attitude if they fucking want to. But what I'm not going to do if this motherfucker has an attitude with me or tells me to get out of the car because I'm taking my dog to the vet or whatever, I'm not going to take my mask off in the middle of the goddamn COVID pandemic and cough on this bitch. I'm an adult. These women are 24 years old. Get a goddamn grip. Who the fuck raised y'all? Because I want to believe at least one of your parents or guardians are just ashamed of you and your fucking behavior. I want them to keep you. COVID's the new black bitch. I don't ever want to see y'all bitches. But like, I don't give a fuck. These motherfuckers are driving around your ungrateful asses every fucking day, whether you're going to work, going to the gym, going to the doctor, or in many cases, like probably these motherfuckers, going to a boozy brunch or something like that. These motherfuckers are the ones who are dealing with y'all and literally putting their health at risk every day, even with their masks and their little, sometimes they have a plastic divider, which clearly this driver should get moving forward. Since some of you motherfuckers in San Francisco don't know how the fuck to act, keep them. Confiscate Malaysia's goddamn colored contacts. She didn't need them in the first place. And I want Arna locked the fuck up. I want them locked up. Homegirl in the middle, girl, I hope that you learn from this. I really hope that you don't have to reap any consequences from it. And I hope that you choose better friends moving forward. But these other two wretches, keep them underneath the jail. I'm sick of y'all. Period. Moving on.
Woo, shit.
Before I get into my next read, I want to just say, I want to have a conversation about friendship and, respect within friendships. So I would like to ask you,
oh Lord,
why did you feel it was necessary to allow me to call that man Prince William 18 goddamn times last week when his name is ever so clearly Harry? You knew I was wrong. You knew that I was wrong.
Why would you let me say Russell Simmons instead of
I didn't hear that.
Russell whoever the fuck. I don't even know his name. Russell
I really sat here and called that man the racist all of this time.
I only heard it like twice, but I also was like, who cares? It's white boys at the end of the day.
Whatever. Y'all know who I was talking about. But I just want to use this opportunity to say, Sharon Osbourne, get the fuck. Your hair dye and let me stop. Just go.
Richard,
go, sis.
It's Richard Simmons, not Russell.
You just Googled it now to find out?
I Googled Russell Fitness Man. And somehow it led me to it.
Which means that you're not the only person who's talking about Russell Simmons.
Whatever, y'all knew who the fuck I was talking about.
So Sharon Osbourne is still, maybe not for longer, employed at The Talk, on CBS.
Allegedly,
That's they're The View. They're currently on a little hiatus because apparently CBS is investigating things behind the scenes of the show after Sharon Osbourne thought that it was cute to talk down to co-hosts of hers, black ones, including Cheryl Underwood and what's the other girl's name? Elaine Welterworth?
Oh yeah, Elaine Welteroth.
Okay. So they were speaking about Piers Morgan's whole fucking toddler temper tantrum where he got called out for being racist and sounding a goddamn fool and being disgusting. And, fully like walked off of his set and quit his show on some Angelica Pickles shit. And literally no one cares. None of us care except racists. Like nobody gives a fuck except just people that like stand the queen and hate niggas. So Sharon Osbourne, who I guess is Piers Morgan's homie, and they were on some other show together or whatever, decided to speak out after, he was bitching and opining about how, they won't let me hate Meghan Markle. And she tweeted something she tweeted something and like, I stand with you and support you and blah, blah, blah. And you're paid to give your opinion and right, and all this other fuck shit. So Cheryl Underwood and Elaine literally ever so calmly and respectfully tried to break down to this grown ass, old ass lady how she was getting or why she was receiving backlash for defending a racist.
Right.
And what I lived for, because it really was uncomfortable for me to watch these grown women who know exactly what the fuck they're talking about, like walk on eggshells as to not like agitate this white woman. Because Holly Robinson Peete came out and was like, girl, so the streets already know that you call me ghetto, you call Leah Remini ghetto, and you're the reason that we got fired from that show, which she denies, and posted a tweet or posted an email from Holly where Holly, was cool with her basically after being fired, to which a reporter then was like, I actually covered this whole entire situation. And that email was sent to Sharon before Holly, like 3 months or so before Holly Robinson found out that she was involved or whatever.
Wow.
So yeah, the whole entire thing was Sharon literally being like defensive and uptight and condescending to these women and being like, well, if he doesn't like this woman who happens to be black, why does that make him racist and all this other shit? And it's like, here y'all go doing the same shit that y'all always do, being more concerned with being called racist than evaluating the way that racism works, even in this situation, so that you can know better and fucking do better. And that's what Elaine Walter Roth was trying. But you don't want to hear that, because all you've heard now is, at this point, you've just heard that you are racist or might be racist. Mm-hmm. And you like that one song by Shaggy or whatever. Shaggy. And so how could you ever be called fucking racist? The fact of the matter is, first of all, this is not the first or second or third time that Piers Morgan has been called racist.
Tell him.
This is not the first, second, or third time that Piers Morgan has been called out for being an intolerant, insufferable fucking dumbass. It's not brand new for him. In fact, him walking off of his show and talking about never coming back elated many British people. Like, include myself also, and lots of other people from around the world who know that Piers Morgan is a complete blabbering idiot. But people were already fed up with him and so happy to see him get sunned and leave that fucking show. So you jumping out the window for that man, unnecessary. And I will never understand for the life of me how much white women love jumping to the defense of racists and then or transphobes or homophobes or whatever, and then being like, why are you calling me racist or transphobic or what?
Because you're that thing.
First of all, I don't understand, and I'm pretty sure we talked about this last week, but why are we immediately trying to shut down what Meghan Markle expresses as her experience of microaggressions and flat out racism that she experienced, or sometimes that she didn't even directly experience, but that was told or expressed to her husband, who then came and said it to her.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, why the fuck should we be shocked that an institution that colonized 90% of the
please say that shit. Please say
it's racist. Didn't one of the royal family members literally come to that woman's goddamn wedding with a fucking Sambo brooch on or some racist ass shit? Like, why are we gagging, girl? Like, we know that you stand the queen, and we know that you are butthurt because Meghan ghosted your ass or whatever. And honestly, who wouldn't? She probably was told, hey, ever heard of Piers Morgan?
I mean, she probably did not even know he thought it was a date. She probably just thought it was some white man in media meeting her for drinks.
Which is like,
she's probably done that 1 trillion times. And then she saw a real nigga and left.
Ew.
I just don't. The fact that he was that pressed, and then so many people hit me up like, he was married when that whole thing happened anyway. It's just like, so then what did you really think, sir?
what's the problem, bitch? I'm really actual confused.
Yeah.
I really, really am. But it's like there is just this constant need from people to try and invalidate and silence Black women's experience of all kinds of things, but especially fucking racism, misogynoir, and that sort of stuff. It's like, how the fuck you gonna tell any Black woman that is involved in anything wholly white, especially something as ancient as the fucking royal family, like or that whole firm and institution, like the racist.
The racist of the world, girl.
At one point, Sharon said to Elaine, because Elaine was admitted that she's like, I don't know everything about, the royal family or, the history or whatever. And Sharon was like, it's a different country. It's different than this and blah, blah, blah. And I was like, yeah, girl, it's this country's daddy.
Right.
It's...
Don't act like it's better. When white people in the UK try to act like they are better at race than the States, I'm like, oh no, sweetie.
So we're stupid.
Have you talked to the Black people who live in the UK? Because I bet you they would say that.
Like, did you pay attention to any of the Black Brits that were like, woo, yeah, girl?
No, girl. That's not it. That's not it. And if you look at the way they treated Meghan, there's just...
It's not a gag at all. People were ripping that lady to shreds for simply existing and seeming nice.
Yeah.
And that's it. Mm-hmm. So get the fuck up out of here. And you weren't even just denying that she experienced racism from people that clearly come from the history that they come from. That is not a fucking secret. You are also calling into question whether or not her, experience with, suicidal ideation and all the other mental health trauma that she was dealing with. Like, you were calling all of that stuff into question.
Yep.
Bitch, you wish that anybody in that family would ever pay attention to the shoelaces that your motherfucking ass wears. Like, bitch, you're nobody. Like, no one. Not at all. So he can get the fuck up out of here. And Sharon, scoop, bitch, you can get the fuck up and get missing too. You can go as well. Since you just want to fight and that was the hill that you decided to die on, both of you girls can go. I hope that when this whole entire investigation is done, that CBS decides to get rid of her motherfucking ass. I'm not going to hold my breath over it,
right.
But I'm sick and tired of y'all. I'm sick and tired of y'all from the Ruta right down to the Tuda. Every corner of it. We're done. We're finished. That lady literally sat there with her husband, with her white husband that's been a royal his whole life, that literally said, them niggas told me, what if your baby dark skin? He said it too. Mm-hmm. He was right there too. But you don't believe Meghan. Why? Why is that?
I mean, caping for Piers Morgan ought to automatically mean that you don't have a job.
It should.
It really should just mean that. But I couldn't even bring myself to watch the video with the Black women on set trying to explain why this. I can't. I was just like, you know what? I've been in that position too many times. I really cannot bring myself to look at that. If you told me a white woman caped for Piers Morgan, then you really told me everything I need to know. I do not need to know anything else to know that I am not on Sharon Osbourne's side. So,
and I'm reading here now. Elaine Welteroth and her hairstylist have complained to HR over racial insensitivity on set recently.
Oh shit!
So it's not even giving just that conversation. That's why they're investigating the girls right now. Get rid of them. Get them out. Get them out.
She definitely said something. I'm thinking about it, and Elaine is like not the type to just wear her wash and go every day. She wears braids and twists and all kinds of stuff. So I would not be surprised if somebody said something extremely fucking ignorant. Since you mentioned the hairdresser as well, I wouldn't be shocked if it was something to do with her hair.
Mm-hmm.
So mess.
Well, Sharon, you might have been better off just shutting the whole ass fuck up.
That would have been best.
And minding your goddamn business. Hasn't your family also had
their fair share of mess, sweetie?
How are y'all always the last to know? Like, how is it that like long documented racists and bigots are the last ones to find out, and then they get so good. So why is it that you get, and then you're saying like typical like peak racist things like, why can't you just like her and her be black without it being racist? Bitch, ain't got nothing to fucking do with it.
Right.
It's not him just not liking her. Shut the fuck up. Get fired. I'm done.
Okay, well, I just have one very quick thing to talk about this week. It had been approximately 137 days since Oklahoma last embarrassed me on a national level, and I guess the universe decided it was time for a re-up. Because this past week was the Oklahoma 6A state basketball tournament. 6A is Oklahoma's top athletic category, is for like the biggest
I know
school.
that.
Oh, okay. Sure you do. But
yes.
So Norman was playing Midwest City. And as the game was beginning and the anthem was playing, the girls on the Norman side decided to take a knee. And during this time, one of the commentators, whose name is Matt Rowan, whose mic was still hot, decided to immediately start talking shit about these teenage girls, talking about if they gonna kneel, then fuck them. I hope they lose. I hope they get their asses kicked. These niggers, of course, fucking niggers had to...
What?
Oh, yeah. He said they're kneeling. Fucking niggers. Yep. Fuck them. I hope they lose. Talking about teenage girls. Yes. So...
An adult male.
Mm-hmm, an adult white male. Yes, that is what happened.
Wow.
So, of course... Immediately, all these apologies started coming out from the network, who aired it saying, that it wasn't our bad. It was a third-party production crew that we have since terminated and will not rehire. And this white man, of course, decided to release his own statement.
If he says cancel culture, I will off myself. Like, if he says cancel culture...
He does not. He says something that I actually think is a little worse.
Oh,
of course, he started off with, I made inappropriate and racist comments believing that the mic was off. But just so you know, even if the mic was on, I still, shouldn't have said it. Then he says, I will state that I suffer type 1 diabetes. And during the game, my sugar was spiking.
You are fucking lying.
While not excusing my remarks, it is not unusual when my sugar spikes that I become disoriented and often say things that are not inappropriate as well as hurtful. I do not believe I would have made such horrible statements absent my sugar spike.
You had a Jolly Rancher?
During this time, I was with a colleague and friend, Scott Sepulpa, which coincidentally is the name of a city in Oklahoma. Scott Sepulpa was not the one who made these comments. It was me and me alone. It is not my desire to shirk my responsibility, and I certainly do not want Scott Sepulpa to share in the blame. So I just read that paragraph because it's very funny to me that you brought up Scott Sepulpa just to say that you don't want him to share in the blame, and it's like you could have just left him out of it then. Why would you even do this? But anyway, he then talks about how, these comments may seem racist, but he's not, and he has never considered himself to be racist, and he can't explain why he made these comments.
What?
There are no other words to explain what occurred. It is something for which I must take responsibility, and I wholeheartedly accept responsibility, and I hope that y'all forgive me.
But you didn't wholeheartedly accept responsibility.
Right. I mean, talking about how he's a family man and at one time he was a youth pastor, all that lets me know is that you're a racist husband and a racist father and a racist youth pastor and a racist diabetic. And how fucking dare you bring the sugar into this?
Like, bitch, that is a new one for me.
I'm not racist.
I never heard nobody blame her.
I can't explain why I said that. Nigga, what? And your justification for not being racist.
So the sugar just made you racist?
No, that isn't what happened at all.
You've never thought these things or said niggers before. But that day, because your sugar was low, you called these children niggers for protesting, which they have the right to do.
A peaceful protest that literally hurts nobody. It is a girls' basketball tournament in Oklahoma. Like, you could have just not, and yet you chose to do.
And I'm sorry, I have a question. Like, wouldn't you still... Okay, he's saying that the diabetes or whatever, the beatus, is what led him to saying these things, right? But like, wouldn't that still be coming from a truthful place? Like, even if... Help me out, girl, because I don't know how, diabetes crazies work or whatever, but... Like, even if he hadn't... call them names or said, I hope they fucking lose or whatever, wouldn't his reaction to that sugar level or not indicate that that's how he feels about people kneeling?
I mean, yes.
So what are we...
Nothing. Because blaming it on a spike in your blood sugar simply doesn't make sense. To say that you're not racist, so you don't understand why you said these words, also doesn't make sense. The fact of the matter is that you are racist. And even if you're not racist, then you used racist language. Like, there's no getting around that. And it's the bare minimum of what you could have said. Like, you have to understand that, first of all, there was no apology that was going to make it right. You called some teenage girls fucking niggers for kneeling on a basketball court.
Yeah, so there really wasn't.
That's your bad. Like, there was nothing that was going to clean it up. But then to be like, I'm a type 1 diabetic, which I also thought was interesting because it was like, not the nigger diabetic. Not the one that you get from eating too many hot Cheetos. I'm a type 1 diabetic and my sugar was spiking. And when that happens, I am prone to just saying the wildest, zaniest things. Or... is it that you saw Black people protesting in a way you didn't like, and that is what triggered the racism in you? Not the spike in your blood sugar, but just the sight of young Black people making their voices heard during this game. Which one do you really think I think it was?
Also, if you know that low sugar causes you to wild out and say crazy things, why do you commentate for a living? Like, why are you doing anything on a microphone, especially with teenagers or any kind of... sugar does not cause a nigger reaction. That would be in every study about diabetes. That would be like a known side effect of diabetes. It doesn't do that. Being racist and thinking of Black people who are protesting brutality as niggers, that is what caused you to do it. You just need to be real with yourself about it. The paragraph about Scott Sepulpa, who should not share any blame, but you're going to bring his name up anyway, you could have left that out. The paragraph about type 1 diabetes, you could have left out. I really don't even think a statement was necessary. You should have just took your licks and went on with your fucking life. Because this doesn't clear up or change anything. You was dead ass fucking wrong. And there is just no way around it. You don't have to be like, oh, I'm not racist because I've never considered myself racist. Bitch, you don't have to be racist. That's not how racist works.
Right.
It just doesn't.
Racist isn't, it's not like, oh, well, I have to accept that I'm racist in order to really be that. No.
Right.
That isn't the case at all.
If that's how it worked, then nobody'd be racist.
We would live in a way better society if that was how it worked.
Who's fucking racist and is like, yep. Like, nobody. Like, these motherfucking white people will literally beat, lynch, kill Black people and still tell you that they're not racist and it was all the niggers' fault.
That isn't what it means.
Saying you're not racist because you don't think so, it don't mean shit to nobody. This is an insane story.
I mean, Norman, who was undefeated all season long, then went on to win the game any goddamn way. So,
of course,
Black's rule. But I just had to say, fuck you, Matt. Fuck you, if for no other reason than niggas hit up my fucking social media for like 3 solid days behind this story.
Yeah.
So kiss my Black ass.
Wow.
And that's it. I'm done.
Did he think no one's heard of diabetes before?
Like 50% of the adults in Oklahoma have diabetes. It doesn't trigger some uncontrollable reaction of just saying nigger, just nonstop. Like, it's not Tourette's. It's not, what are you saying? Diabetes didn't do this to you. Being a white man in America did this to you.
There has to be like some sort of like an Urban Outfitters style book just full of white excuses for why they're not racist.
You know, probably, but.
Because some of them are just mind-blowing. Diabetes.
Fucking beaties.
I've never heard that in my life.
It reminded me of when Roseanne blamed calling Valerie Jarrett a monkey when she blamed it on her sleeping meds or whatever. She said she had took her prescription sleep medication and it made her call people niggers or whatever. It made me think of that. Like, no.
Roseanne, you weren't doing the test for this.
Yeah, no, I feel like during the clinical trials, the scientists would have said, disturbing number of people just saying nigger after taking it. Like, the meds don't do that to y'all. Stop blaming it on the goddamn meds.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, all right. I guess that's it.
Yeah, that wraps up this week's episode. Make sure you check us out on social media at This Is The Read, and you can find our merch at shoptheread.com. Oh yeah, and our website, thisistheread.com. Any news for you before we wrap it up, friend?
I have no news this week. I will say everyone be safe, have a good week, and things of that nature.
Yes, take care of yourselves as best you can, and we will see y'all next week.
Goodbye.